my name's Steve, and I'm pleased to come here today and actually do another little review. We've got some nice CBD that's come into the shop. It's from the makers of Buds R Us. This is Stardawg. It's 20%. You know, the good thing about this, I mean, this is just basically weed without the THC. 0.2, I think, percent THC. It just looks like weed, like any other kind of weed. You can see it. Really nice. It's not bitty. It's no shavings. It's actually a nice bit of bud. And it tastes absolutely divine. So you could always pop in to the store and try this. We don't sell it online at the moment. We only sell it in store. And as I say, the good thing about this, you don't need to smoke it with tobacco. We have vaporizers, we have little pipes so you can smoke just the bud. We've got all the rolling papers. We even have pre-rolled joints with a gram in them. There's a gram also in these. It just tastes great. Excuse the Scottish language, sometimes I just break into it. Come and have a go. I've got vape liquids, we've got it all basically. My experience with this is I started vaping CBD for back pain, and wow, I was actually quite blown away about how effective it was. It was really, really good. I used to be on really strong painkillers, which basically kind of ruined most of my day because it would leave me sleepy and groggy. And by using this, that's all gone. I haven't touched a strong painkiller for a long, 6-7 months now. So I totally recommend this. It's good for anxiety. It just helps calm you. I mean, Google it. This stuff is really good for a lot of things. And I've got a little pre-rolled joint that I made. And I'm going to spark it up and take a couple of puffs of it because I feel nervous sitting here talking to you guys. Where's my lighter? There we go. That's really nice. Yeah, and it's strong. This is 22% THC, 22% THC, sorry, no THC 0.2, this is 22% CBD. Yeah, and I can feel that straight away. I totally recommend this. This is probably the best way I've took it for effect in helping my back pain really, really quickly. I've took the gummies, I've took the oils, and as I said before, I've vaped it. You don't need to vape this with tobacco. Anything will do. You could just smoke it on its own, or as I say, you could put it into a vaporizer, which is pretty damn good as well. I've tried that as well. Yeah, come and check it out. As I say, we only sell it in store. We don't sell it online at this time, but hopefully we will start. I wish I could give you a wee puff of this because it's absolutely brilliant. Better put it off before it sets off the smoke alarms. Yeah, nice. I have also got, which is fucking amazing, these liquids from Vaporart. And as you'll see behind me, we've got loads of these flavours, all from Italy, and they're banging. I swear to God, these guys have got the recipes down perfectly. And I'm not just saying that because I sell them in store and online. I'm just telling you, they're absolutely beautiful flavours. And you can see this little guy's got a kilt on. He's actually Irish because this is Irish coffee. This is coffee and whiskey. and it's so nice. And being a Scotsman, where whiskey was basically invented, I love it. Yeah, for whatever reason, they've never got too much of one thing and too little of something else. The balance is absolutely brilliant in it, and it's a really, really smooth vape. There's no harshness. Most of them are in 50 ml bottles, short fills, and you can add nicotine if you like. They're all nicotine free. So if you fancy some e-liquid, pop down to Vape Endz, Endell Street, we'll sort you out, or go online and we'll still sort you out. Yeah, we've got some banging stuff coming to the shop. As I say, we've got plenty of CBD, different brands, different ways of taking it, and you're more than welcome to come in and have a chat, and we'll see if I can help you out and sort you out and get you what you want. Do you know what I want to give you? I try to help you meet your needs better than anything else. I'd like to have a wee chat as well about what's happening in America again, which for once there's actually some good news coming out of America, that some of these bans have been put on hold for their flavour bans. You know, that Gretchen Whitmore, wow man, is she pissed that her ban get put on hold by the court. You know, I was jumping for joy. Do you know, I'm in the UK, it doesn't really make any difference to me, but the America, they don't deserve this. This is just totally out of order what's happening over there. When you think that there's 480,000 people die from smoking each year, and there is, I think it's 41,000 die from second-hand smoke each year, and 30 people have died, and 1,000 people got ill, or run about that. I'm not sure perfect on the numbers. It just doesn't quite seem to add up to me why this Gretchen and another few people were putting the bans in. And I remember when that Gretchen Whitmore was putting her ban in place, she was on the telly and she was saying how she was using her executive position or whatever it was to put this ban in place. And she had this smile on her face when she was saying it. You know, forgetting about some of these people have put their everything they own into, probably mortgaged their houses to open up vape shops to help people get off cigarettes. Now, I'm not talking about Joe and the big companies and the tobacco companies that have bought into vape stuff. I'm talking about your little independent shops that have put their life savings, put their life in the lines, their kids' futures on the line to try and help other people. And she did not have a care in the world. She had a sleeked smile on her face. And when she walked out the court and said the judge had made the wrong decision, putting a hold on the ban, she was angry. Listen, I've seen it in her face, and that woman will do anything. And I mean, I think she'll actually do anything to get this ban back in place, which I think's really quite a shame, because it's obvious this saves lives. And you start to wonder, why would they do that? You know, the evidence is pointing to the THC cartridges now, but they're still banging on about the kids and the flavour bans. If kids wanted flavours, they'd be vaping at the most 3 mils of nicotine in a sub-ohm device or a dripper. That's it. That's what you do for flavour. If you want a nicotine hit, you buy a gel with 50 milligram nicotine, which is totally outrageous if you ask me. That's like walking about with 3 or 4 cigarettes in your mouth at the same time smoking them. There was no need for that, and but that's what the kids are chasing. They're chasing that nicotine buzz, you know. And I just think it's ridiculous, you know, especially when you think in an hour, when 1 hour passes, there's more people died, double the people died of smoking just in the US than there is in the world died of anything to do with vaping. Yet they still want to ban it. And I mean, if you look at India and just take India and Brazil. India, 28% of the government owns 28% of tobacco. You can understand why they done it, you know, because they don't want to lose it, right? Then there's Brazil. They make like if I'm not mistaken, it was like 100 million tons of tobacco a year. That's just, yeah, you could even understand where they're coming from. I know it's a big thing, But America, you've really kind of got to go back to '98 to find out about the MSA, which is a Master Settlement Agreement. And I looked at this, and I watched a couple of videos of it, and you seen the governors in '98 coming out of the court. Woohoo! We won 206 billion to be paid over the last 25 years. They never won shit, man. What they done is they get dependent on the American tobacco company. That's what they got dependent on. They're addicted to the nicotine just as everybody else, but they're doing it for greed and money. Much so, they didn't want to wait the 25 years for all the money. So I don't know how they make a bond, but a bond was developed. They sold the bonds to the bank. They didn't count on vaping happening. And I think it's next year the banks are going to be wanting their money back. And millions, 13 million I think it is, vapors in America. 13 million. That's a lot of damn cigarettes that have gone, not getting sold. So how are they going to pay back their money? And for me, and I could be totally wrong, but I doubt it, it's the only fucking thing that makes any sense to me why they would want to ban cigarettes. They're saying that it's about the children, it's about this, it's about that. Bollocks. As if it was about children and flavours and everything else, there would be no cigarettes, and there would be certainly no alcohol. Because kids drink alcohol all the time, and they find a way to get it, just the same as they'll find a way to get that. Because the people dying is for adulterated black market THC cartridges. I don't even live in America and I know that's what it is. Jesus. Why do people not listen to the people that know about it? I mean, they're getting hit with evidence every day. The CDC has even said so. Yeah, it's black market THC cartridges, but don't vape anyway. Vaping is not taking THC. Vaping is nicotine products. Nobody has died of a nicotine product. What is happening in this world, man, is people's health more important than money. Do you know, what the fuck? And do you know, I get emotional about that shit because it really pisses me off that they're putting people before. They're putting the money before the people. Do you know, she's lost. These states, if they lose money, that's their shit. They should not have been so greedy and spent all the money years before they got it. They shouldn't have done it. And I think basically there should be a big investigation into these people, because simply only 3% of that money went to what that money was for. That was a bit for health. It was a bit no smoking, adverts, all that kind of stuff. And it never went in that. As far as I can make out, it's went in roads and schools and this and that. And 3% of the money went on what it was actually meant to go on. I mean, how much of the money disappeared, I don't know. I mean, that's me just casting aspersions. That's just my opinion, do you know what I mean? But it's just, it really doesn't wash. And I just can't wait to see these people going down. I really can't. I'm so happy that some of these guys have been able to put their flavours back on and actually try and make a bit of money. Some people already broke because of that little break. Do you know, it's a lot of money, and she didn't, that, you know, and yeah, she didn't give a shit about her own people in her own state, and I think that's sad, and I think something needs to be done. And it's got fuck all to do with the kids. Nothing at all. Because if it was, they could have done something about this years ago. It's just now they've jumped into it. When somebody, unfortunately, it's a horrible thing, people have died. But to destroy a community and businesses to meet your ends is just wrong. And I hope it works all right for you guys, and I hope, because to be quite honest, their scaremongering and their propaganda actually spilled over here a bit. I just had a customer and it was asking me about the American stuff and that, and I just explained to her, do you know, it's got nothing to do with that. You know, so, and we actually have vape shops in our bloody hospitals now. Do you know what I mean? Do you think we would be putting vape shops? Nobody's died here, for fuck's sake. Nobody. Not one person's died in this country for vaping. Yeah? Only in America. That's kind of fishy in itself, that it's only in America that people are dying. I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it's just very, very suspicious. And it's even more suspicious when you look at the MSA. And that's enough of my bloody ranting, you know. I just wish you all well over there, and I hope you get your businesses back on track. I hope at the court they kick the governor's arses right out, man. Right out. But I swear to you, beware of that Whitmore. She was a woman scorned if ever I seen one when she got knocked back out of the court. Proper. Saying the judge was wrong. No, maybe you're fucking wrong, you mad cow. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and like this video. And good evening, guys.